Nalamat Pomasu, the wind is calling me home. Umoko bona pueblo no be I feel it in my bones. Red earth under my feet, ancestors bless my road.
I did not take any notes on this day, but I will be going over the Nigerian Civil War because we did visit the National War Museum. The Nigerian Civil War, also known as the Biafran War, was fought from 1967 to 1970 between Nigeria's federal government and the secessionist state of Biafra, rooted in ethnic conflict, economic inequality, and educational disparities. The war resulted in an estimated 500,000 to 3 million deaths. Nigeria gained independence from British rule on October 1st of 1960. Abubakar became its first federal prime minister, and Nnamdi served as its first president. On October 1st of 1963, Nigeria transitioned into a republic, with Nnamdi retaining his role as president while Abubakar remained the more politically powerful figure as prime minister. Despite independence, Nigeria's stability was undermined by regional stresses such as ethnic rivalries, economic imbalances, and educational inequalities. A controversial census conducted in 1962 to 1963 deepened these tensions. In an effort to ease ethnic conflicts, the Midwest region was carved out of the Western region in 1963. Nevertheless, Nigeria remained divided into three major regions dominated by distinct ethnic groups: the Hausa Fulani in the north, the Yoruba in the west, and the Igbo in the east. Conflict simmered as Southern leaders accused the North of domination, while the North feared Southern elites were determined to seize power. In the West, political crisis led to the collapse of governance in 1962, and a boycott of the federal elections in December of 1964 nearly caused Nigeria's disintegration. The tipping point came in January of 1966 after widespread unrest in the West following a fraudulent election in October of 1965. A group of army officers led by Major Chukwuma staged a coup to overthrow the federal government. The coup resulted in the assassination of Prime Minister Abubakar and two regional premiers, including Sir Amadou, who governed the North. However, the Eastern Premier, Michael, was spared, fueling suspicion that the coup was ethnically motivated. Major General Johnson Iransi, an Igbo officer, assumed power as Nigeria's first military head of state. Iransi's plan to abolish the regions and centralize power under a unitary government provoked anti-Igbo riots in the north. The military itself became divided along ethnic lines, and Northern officers launched a counter-coup in July of 1966. Iransi was assassinated during the coup, orchestrated by Northern officers including Lieutenant Gowon and Major General Danjuma. Gowon became Nigeria's head of state. Intercommunal clashes intensified, particularly in the north, where thousands of Igbo civilians were killed in ethnic pogroms. Amid escalating violence, Lieutenant Ojukwu, governor of the eastern region, sought to protect the Igbo people from further harm. Efforts to resolve the crisis culminated in the Aburi Accord of January of 1967, a meeting held in Ghana between two key figures, including Gowon and Ojukwu. The educational disparities between the two leaders played a significant role in the misunderstanding and eventual collapse of the agreement. Ojukwu, representing the Eastern region, was a highly educated man with degrees from the prestigious Oxford University in the United Kingdom, where he earned a bachelor's and a master's degree. His education provided him with a sophisticated understanding of governance, legal frameworks, and negotiations. Gowon, representing the federal government, did not have the same level of formal education at that time. Although Gowon later pursued advanced studies, at the time of the Aburi meeting, his academic background was limited compared to Ojukwu's. During the meeting, Ojukwu advocated for a loose confederation, allowing each region to govern itself temporarily while working toward eventually reunification. Gowon, however, either misunderstood or misinterpreted the agreement due to the complexity of the discussion. The disparity in their educational levels may have contributed to the differing interpretations. Ojukwu returned to the eastern region, believing the Confederation had been agreed upon, while Gawan later reneged on the agreement, stating that it would undermine the authority of the federal government. This misunderstanding led to further tensions and eroded the trust between the two sides. In May of 1967, following the failure to implement the Aburu Accord, Ojukwu declared the eastern region an independent state called the Republic of Biafra. The federal government viewed this as rebellion, and by July the 6th of 1967, the Nigerian Civil War had begun. The conflict escalated quickly. Biafran forces initially gained ground, capturing Benin City and advancing towards Lagos, but they were eventually repelled by federal troops. Enugu, the provisional capital of Biafra, fell to federal forces, forcing the Biafran government to retreat. The war saw shifting alliances that heavily influenced its outcome. The Edo people, located in present-day Edo State, initially supported the Biafrans. Their alignment with the Igbos was a significant advantage early in the conflict, as it expanded Biafran's sphere of influence and resources. The Yoruba people, led by prominent Western leaders, initially supported the idea of a confederation, similar to Biafran's demands, and planned to create their own independent nation called Oduduwa Republic. This proposed country would be separate from both Biafra and the northern-dominated federal government. However, the Yorubas later shifted their alliance to the federal government, abandoning their plans for secession. This change in Yoruba allegiance critically weakened Biafra's position. With the Yoruba siding with the federal government, Biafra was isolated and surrounded on multiple fronts. The loss of potential Yoruba collaboration, combined with the lack of sustained international military support, significantly contributed to Biafra's eventual defeat. The war dragged on for more than 3 years, marked by intense fighting, widespread civilian casualties, and severe famine in Biafra. International involvement further complicated the war. France provided weapons and support to Biafra. The United Kingdom and the Soviet Union provided arms to the Nigerian government. Humanitarian organizations, including the Red Cross, attempted to deliver aid to Biafrans suffering from the starvation due to the federal blockade. The shifting alliances, combined with the federal government's strategic use of blockades and superior resources, ultimately led to the collapse of the Biafran resistance. By late 1969, Biafra was on the brink of collapse. Its territory had shrunk significantly, and people faced starvation and dwindling resources. On January 11th of 1970, Ojukwu fled to Cote d'Ivoire to avoid execution. 4 days later, Biafra formally surrendered, marking the end of the war. Gawan prioritized reconciliation and reintegration, allowing the eastern region to rejoin Nigeria without retribution. The post-war oil boom enabled the government to fund reconstruction and development, but Gawan's postponement of civilian rule until 1976 led to his ousting in 1975. General Mohammed succeeded Gawan, initiating reforms before his assassination in 1976. His deputy, Lieutenant General Obasanjo, took over and transitioned Nigeria to civilian rule in 1979, ending the military's dominance. The Nigerian Civil War was a defining moment in the nation's history. The conflict highlighted deep-seated ethnic, economic, and political divisions while underscoring the challenges of post-colonial nation building. The educational gap between key leaders like Ojukwu and Gawan at critical moments such as the Aburi Accord underscores how disparities in understanding and interpretation can shape history. The war's legacy remains significant, with lessons on reconciliation, unity, and the importance of effective communication in resolving conflicts. When my dad was about middle school age, he volunteered to participate in the war. They often used children as spies to gather information on the opposing side until the other side eventually caught on to their strategy. After the war, my dad had no civilian clothes to wear, and he had to borrow a shirt from another soldier. The soldier allowed him to wear the shirt on the condition that he would return it once he got home and found another shirt. On his way back, however, the soldier demanded the shirt back, leaving my dad shirtless as he returned home. Embarrassed and self-conscious about his appearance, my dad hid from his family. But when they found him, they reassured him that they didn't care about his lack of a shirt. They were simply overjoyed that he made it back alive. My Aunt Helen also shared her memories of the war. She recalled trying to protect the younger children amidst the chaos and spoke of the immense suffering everyone endured. After the war, the family had nothing left and was forced to live in the forest for a time, struggling to rebuild their lives from nothing. In the Igbo-speaking areas of Nigeria, Monday is reserved for people to stay at home with limited movement. This was brought into place by the gangs in Nigeria that are in support of the Biafran movement. The movement for Biafran independence has seen a resurgence in southeastern Nigeria, largely fueled by a new generation of young people born after the Nigerian Civil War. This generation, lacking direct experience of the war's devastation, has embraced the idea of Biafra as a symbol of resistance to perceived marginalization by the Nigerian government. Many feel alienated by what they see as economic neglect, political exclusion, and insecurity in the region. The indigenous people of Biafra is at the forefront of the renewed Biafran agitation. Founded by Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB advocates for the secession of the southeastern region from Nigeria to create an independent Biafran state. Kanu's rhetoric has gained widespread attention, especially through Radio Biafra and online platforms, where he accuses the Nigerian government of oppressing the Igbo people. IPOB is a polarizing entity. To its supporters, it is a liberation movement aiming to secure justice for the Igbo ethnic group. To the Nigerian government, however, IPOB is a dangerous separatist group, banned and designated a terrorist organization in 2017. This has led to clashes between IPOB supporters and security forces, resulting in significant violence and casualties. One of the challenges complicating the Biafran movement is the rise of armed group and criminal gangs in the southeastern region. While IPOB officially denies involvement in violence, splinter groups and criminal elements have taken advantage of the unrest to carry out attacks, extort money, and spread insecurity. The Eastern Security Network, ESN, an armed wing associated with IPOB, was formed to combat the activities of Fulani herdsmen in the southeast. However, its operation has been linked to violent clashes with security forces and attacks on government infrastructure, such as police stations and checkpoints. Simon Ekpa, a Finland-based Nigerian activist, has emerged as a controversial figure in the Biafran movement. Ekpa, formerly affiliated with IPOB, has been accused of inciting violence through social media. Finnish police recently detained 5 suspects connected to Ekpa, accusing him of promoting actions that have led to violence against civilians and authorities in southeastern Nigeria. His role highlights the international dimensions of the Biafran agitation, and activists abroad leverage global platforms to influence events in Nigeria. The activities of IPOB, ESN, and the other armed gangs have compounded Nigeria's existing security challenges. The Southeast has seen a rise in kidnapping, extortion, and attacks on government officials and security personnel. The Nigerian government's response, often involving heavy-handed military operations, has further fueled resentment and mistrust in the region. In summary, the Biafran independence movement represents a complex interplay of historical grievance, political activism, and criminal opportunism. While IPOB continues to advocate for self-determination, the violence and instability associated with its resurgence underscore the broader challenge facing Nigeria's unity and governments.
This is the same photos of our list photos. So there's no like your house? Like your house?
Okay, I'm back. Today is Monday what is the Monday the 15th, my bad. Today is Monday the 15th. And we're in another hotel room. We're in Abia State. I can't pronounce the name of the city, but it's the capital of Abia State. And we're at the hotel. This is the view. My window. They just moved me to the third floor. I was on the first floor. This is the view from the third floor. And let me get the name of this hotel. I'm sorry, this is the view. I don't think I had a recording. This is the review. This is the view of the hotel. My review. This is the view of the hotel. We're in Abia State. We're in the capital of Abia, which I can't pronounce the capital's name. But so we're here. Another hotel room. Hold on, better back this thing, y'all. Okay, there you go. This is the hotel room here. And then the bathroom is here. These lights don't get bright at all. So again, this is day, we came Friday. I forgot Friday.
Hi guys.
Maybe 4? No, I forgot. 2 third night sleeping here. I think this is the third night sleeping here. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I'll be back later.
I'm walking with grace. Every memory sweet, like a one a blessed day. From the hills of the sweet water to the village square, my soul feel complete because I'm finally here. I'm going back to Elu Mama, to feel the sun and the culture. My village calling my name. Umokoko forever in my veins. Otogo spirit in my chest.
So yeah, I'll tell you. All right.
Everything I lost, I find again.
I want to jump. See different armored vehicles. These are everything we manufacture by ourselves
Oh, wow.
to fight the war.
Pak moto. Oke, pakai ini siapa? Mereka kan lupa distance ya.
They built themselves.
Oh, wow.
They use it to fight the war. All these armored vehicles. They put it together.
Some of the plane.
This is it, Mama. Mama's laughter in the kitchen. Firewood they glow. Children running, past me shouting, Auntie, welcome home. Palm streets where
Just get carried.
Not for
Okay, just need to take it as a group.
Just going to
So that,
with grace, every memory sweet, like a one a blessed day. From the hills of the sweet water to the village square, my soul feel complete because I'm finally here. I'm going back to Elu Mama, to feel the sun and the culture. My village calling my name. Umokoko forever in my veins. Otogo spirit in my chest. Nala nambudumi, iteli nogara, nala didu. I hear them whisper softly, Nwanyi, welcome home. Footsteps on red soil, palm breeze on my skin. Everything I lost, I find again. Here in Eluama, my story continues. Nalamat Pomasu, the wind is calling me home. Umoko bona kweto no be I feel it in my bones. Red that under my feet, ancestors bless my road. Every step I'm taking now's a story being told. Nemna nama, hanat perim nazu. Ojene na dama, spirit they rise in you. From Houston to Iswikwato, I'm carrying the light. Alaiko in my heartbeat, shining so bright. I'm going back to Eluama, hey, to feel the sun and the culture. Hey, my village calling my name.
When will you take the picture?
Yes.
I cannot do the picture.
Mama's laughter in the kitchen, firewood they glow, children running past me shouting, Auntie, welcome home. Palm trees waving slowly, river whisper truth. This land never forgets you, it always holds your roots. Chokunyere mike, I'm walking with grace. Every memory sweet, like a one blessed day. From the hills of the sweet water to the village square, my soul feel complete because I'm finally here. I'm going back to Elumama, hey, to feel the sun and the culture. Hey, my village calling my name. Hey, Umoko forever in my veins. Otogo spirit in my chest, oh. Ancestors guided every step, oh. This is where my story began. This is home. This is Wama. Nala nambudumi, iteli nogara, nala didu. I hear them whisper softly, Nwanyi, welcome home. Footsteps on red soil, palm breeze on my skin. Everything I lost, I find again. Here in Eluama, my story continues. Nalamat Pomasu, the wind is calling me home. Umoko bona kweto no be I feel it in my bones. Red that under my feet, ancestors bless my road. Every step I'm taking now's a story being told. Nemna nama, hanat perim nazu. Ojene na dama, spirit they rise in you. From Houston to Iswikwato, I'm carrying the light. Alaiko in my heartbeat, shining so bright. I'm going back to Eluama, hey, to feel the sun and the culture. Hey, my village calling my name. Hey, Umoko forever in my veins. Otopo spirit in my chest, oh. Ancestors guiding every step, oh. This is where my story began. This is hope. This is it. Mama. Mama's laughter in the kitchen, firewood they glow, children running past me shouting, Auntie, welcome home. Palm trees waving slowly, River whisper truth. This land never forgets you. It always holds your roots. Chukunyere mike. I'm walking with grace. Every memory sweet, like a one a blessed day. From the hills of the sweet water to the village square, my soul feel complete because I'm finally here. I'm going back to Elu Mama, to feel the sun and the culture. My village calling my name. Umoko forever in my veins. Otogo spirit in my chest, oh. Ancestors guided every step, oh. This is where my story began. This is home. This is it. Wama. Nala nambutu mi. Iteli nobara. Homenala didu. I hear them whisper softly. Nwanyi, welcome home. Footsteps on red soil, palm breeze on my skin. Everything I
Okay. Nice.
This is the kitchen.
Okay.
The kitchen, the gas cooker. Boshan Benson.
Oh, wow.
This is the
Wow.
toilet side. This is the engine room and the store.
Okay.
The ship's other side. Look up. Yeah. This is where they used to drive it. You can go there and take pictures.
Okay.
You can pause and take pictures. Let me take pictures.
from Houston to a sweet quarter, I'm carrying the lights. Alaiko in my heartbeat, shining so bright. I'm going back.
Even some people, they have emails, they throw it out and put it. Put track. When the emails also, they now drop people out from this place.
Ah. Wow.
Hold it well, eh?
Okay.
This place is slippery. Hold your strong very well.
Okay.
Your leg should be strong.
Every memory sweet, like a one a blessed day. From the hills of the sweet water to the village square, my soul feel complete because I'm finally here. I'm going back to Elu Mama, to feel the sun and the culture. My village calling my name. Umoko forever in my veins. Otogo spirit in my chest, oh. Ancestors guided every step, oh. This is where my story began. This is home. This is it.
Okay.
Oh, give me a camera, let me run.
Iteli nobara. Homenala didu. I hear them whisper softly. Nwanyi, welcome home. Footsteps on red soil, palm breeze on my skin. Everything I lost, I find again. Here in Eluama, my story continues. Nalamat Pomasu, the wind is calling me home. Umoko bona kweto no be I feel it in my bones. Red that under my feet, ancestors bless my road. Every step I'm taking now is a story being told.
This is not just a that line. Not going to
So you still need to, give it to them to check. You check, yeah. So don't go to the hotel,
Yeah. If you liked the video, like, share, and subscribe. And check out our website at ezianwanyi.com.